Yes, and we kind of put that down to nerves of opening up a brand new tournament.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. I think there was a bit of nervousness on both there.
180.
Thomas was the #1 seed. Andreas was in his first ever Lies Lounge game, or game of this magnitude, by the looks of things on his interview with you earlier.
56.
The one thing that strikes me about Andreas is he just takes everything in his stride, doesn't he? As does Seb.
100.
Well, the pole has awoken, hasn't he, on this Tuesday morning? He's hit a 9-darter at a Modus Super Series Champions Week. He hit the first ever ton plus average here at the Global Championship. He may now treat us
40.
to the first ever 9-darter at the Globals.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, 117 scored.
Yeah, he forgot what he's got left, but this is it. Oh, on the inside. I think if he hadn't had that break, I
have to take it out because Bialecki has left himself on a single to double combination after 12. And he is going to get a look at this 54 to pick up a win in his opening game like he did yesterday.
118,
and to beat Andreas Nikolaou like he did yesterday. Tops of the match. And tops of the win.
And the match, Sebastian
And
Bialecki.
for the second day in succession, Sebastian Bialecki bolts out the gates. The tops unable to find.
95.
And so Raman looking at 95 to save throw in this opening leg. Double-double. Beautiful.
Game shot in the first leg.
And Brian Raman is up and running on this Tuesday morning.
Brian, your car 124.
To double the lead. Bull. Oh,
Game shot in the second
wonderful.
leg. Brian Raman.
The finishing of this man this morning is right on point. It was a double-double on the 95 in the previous leg, and it's been backed up with a 1-2-4 on the bull.
Game on.
Raman 2-0 up. And sometimes games like this can be categorised as to who deals with the pause in play the best, and it's fair to say that it's Brian Raman, and he's now 6 deep into the 9. Bialecki missed double 12 for it earlier. Can Brian Raman go one better, Scott
Brian
Mitchell?
141.
We're about to find out, and the answer is no. I think you can see by the look on his face.
81.
He was as disappointed as we were.
44. Brian,
well, this has been some performance out the gate for Brian Raman. Wants a clean target.
28.
Double 60 is what he's looking for. Now, Banks is all the way back on 262, so decided to go for a double that he preferred, and double 16 was exactly that.
It's going to have to go top side.
Game shot.
Oh, through the gap. Nicely done, Brian Raman. He's won this one 4-0. Heads back to that double 16 he so loves.
Andy Boulton.
That's exactly the reason why. Now, she had a little glance across at the scoreboard, didn't she, before throwing for the treble 10, because she knew she had time.
100. Gemma required 32.
Slight pressure asserted. Oh, another one of those then. Ideal, double-double.
Gemma Hater. Andy got 121.
Well, this to eventually get the job done. Was 2-1 down in this contest. Left 3-2.
Yeah. 89.
And has now left himself on double 16 after a dozen darts to eventually get the better of Gemma Hater and to open up a 4-point gap at the top of Group A.
140. Andy required 32.
Hater 140 to leave herself on something handy just in case. But Boulton makes no mistake on double 16, and the X Factor opens up a 4-point lead. Well, Bialecki looking for a ton here to get the breaker throw on the opening leg to win his hand at tops. Not the first time he's done that today. Pause before a double.
Game shot
but
the
unlike
first
the double 12 for the
Bialecki.
9-darter, he pins the tops first time. But missed opportunities in the last leg has allowed Thomas Banks into this contest once more. But this to eventually get the job done. And this will be for his third win on the spin.
36.
Double
Thomas
16
required
doesn't
99.
go. 99. Surely tops now. There's one. Oh,
Game
there's a
shot in the sixth
second.
leg. Thomas
Thomas
Banks.
Banks is back in this match. He looks on now, and he's got away with it. He knows it's time to go. 3 more darts to win the match.
97.
Banks.
Thomas required 20.
Double 10 to
Game
complete
shot and the
the
match.
turnaround.
Thomas Banks.
Thomas Banks was 3-0 behind in that contest before reeling off 4 on the spin to get the beating of Sebastian Bialecki. 6 from here to complete the job. May just do it in 3. It'd be his third top plus check of the day.
Shot,
And that's some way to
Andy
finish for
Boulton.
Andy Boulton. He really is showing that X Factor on Tuesday, isn't he? Rounding the game off with 2 top plus checkouts, the 158, which is the biggest that we've seen so far this week. Today, averaged 87.13 in his first match, averaging 87 again here.
100. Brian requires
And
75.
at this level, those types of numbers are going to win you more games than you lose. And he's on the cusp of getting a victory in this one if he can find double 6. Now, he has a glance over at the score of Gemma on 179. Still goes for it and then
Game
finds
shot
it.
and the match
And
by
fires
Raman.
home his second victory of the day. It was 4-0 against Thomas Banks in the first game of his session. It's 4-1 there against Gemma Hayter.
Thomas required 40.
Thomas Banks looking at tops to take us all the way. Double 10.
35. Andy requires 63.
Wild miss into the single 15. Allows Andy Boulton here the opportunity to get the job done and to open up a 8-point gap temporarily at the top of the table. Tops.
Game shot and the
He's
match.
found.
Andy Boulton.
And Andy Boulton is really cruising through this Group A. And so for Bialecki,
required 40.
tops to seal his second win of the day.
Game shot.
Nicely
and the
done
match.
by
Bialecki.
Sebastian Bialecki. In what can be a tough game when your opponent is sort of in it and then out of it and in it, but he gets it, the job done.
Thomas required 52.
So Andreas has tops for his first win of the day.
Game shot. And
Uses
the
the
match.
dart
Andreas
nicely.
Nikolaou.
Sees it off. Gemma Hayter will rue that one dart.
From
you
tops
require
after
40.
12 to get the break back and to level this contest up at 1 apiece. Double 10. Chasing around the board and finding doubles hasn't been easy for
35.
Sebastian
Andy
Bialecki
required
today.
40,
And a
90.
failure to find there has given Boulton the opportunity to back the break up with a hold.
Yeah, he's left the door ajar, hasn't he, Bialecki here. And when that happens, Mr. Boulton generally kicks it wide open. Just like
Game
that.
shot in the second
Just
leg.
like that.
Andy Boulton.
And the opportunity knocks.
For the match, if Seb cannot take out this 42. A slip with dart 1, 15 scored. And so 1 dart in his hand at double 8.
26. Andy requires 71.
And once again, when it's not going your way, it's not going your way. That is right on the wire again. And when it left his hand, he'd have thought that had been in. And here comes Boulton.
Game shot.
Doing what
and the
Andy
match.
Boulton
Andy
does.
Boulton.
And he knows that's a big game in the context of the group. The one that could come back and catch him would be Seb. And you can see him celebrating that because he knows it.
92.
She's
Gemma
been
requires
around long
71.
enough. Although she's had a break out of the game, she knows and she understands when her opponent is frustrated. And that makes the game very much easier
51.
to play.
And you could tell that Thomas is simmering on the
100. Gemma requires
borderline
20.
of frustration at this present moment in time. And Hayter's looking at double 10 here for a 2-0 lead In
Game
it
shot on
goes.
the second leg.
2-zip
Gemma Hayter.
to the Gosport player. This, by the way, that nearly caught into the treble.
60.
The only positive was it gave
Thomas
her a
require
clearer
8.
guide to tops.
And then it just sort of puts your mind in the wrong mindset for the last dart, doesn't it? Because you think, oh, that was a bit jammy.
Game shot and the match.
It's Thomas Banks that finishes off on that double two, and that was a relevant double for this match because that was the double that he hit on such a dodgy leg.
Nikolaou's going to get one. A double top for 3-0 and for daylight.
52. Brian require 32. Game shot in the third leg. Brian Raman. Brian requires 60.
Double 10, 1 dart left.
14.
I think both the
Andreas
darts, when
required
they
20.
left Raman's hand, the tops and the tens, he felt had a really good chance.
All the way over to the right. And
Game shot
into
and
the
the
points.
match.
He had
Andreas
to work
Nikolaou.
hard for it, but Andreas Nikolaou has got the better of Brian Raman by 4 legs to 2. It was hard fought. He had to stave off a spirited comeback for the Belgian.
Sebastian
The
require
6
98.
on his doubles. This to cap off a fine performance, to cap off what's been a decent day. Match start, a double 12.
86.
That's not been a fun double for Seb today, has it?
No, it hasn't, no. But once again, he's put in his best performance against
60,
Gemma. He did the
Sebastian
same
required
yesterday,
12.
and he's done the same again today.
Double 6 to complete a 4-0 whitewash.
Game shot and the match. Sebastian Bialecki.
Sebastian Bialecki ends his day in 2nd position provisionally.
Andy require 170.
Are we going to see it here? Are we? Will we? Yes!
Game shot on the fourth
Andy
leg.
Boulton
Andy
reels in
Boulton.
the first big fish of the Global Championship. With a shimmy and a wiggle, we are back on level terms.
Fifth leg, it's Andy to throw first. Brian require 120.
That's all right when you miss them for the 81, as long as you hit them for the 170s. Double 10. Oh,
Game shot on the
double,
fifth
double.
leg. Brian Raman.
Another ton plus checker goes in this game.
Sixth
Big
leg,
grunt
it's Brian
from
to throw first. Game
Raman,
on.
he's happy with that.
Boulton, 64 for the match. And to complete the card on day 2, double 16.
Game
Andy
shot
Boulton
and the match.
is
Andy Boulton.
unassailable at the ADC Global Championship. 5 wins and 5 on this Tuesday. For Andreas,
95.
he's picked up
Thomas
some wins
required
today,
20.
but Tuesday hasn't been quite as fortuitous as Monday. And so Thomas Banks to complete the day's action, looking at double 10 to
Game shot
complete
and
a
the match.
4-2
Thomas
win
Banks.
against Andreas Nikolaou. And you can hear what it meant to the 18-year-old. There's a tattoo of his beloved Norwich City. They play Portsmouth in Portsmouth tonight.